So we were invited by a friend to stay up at the Lunch Peak Lookout Tower. We did 2 nights here and it was a lot of fun. The views are amazing and we wanted to give some highlights on the pros and cons here and also to encourage people to come to places like this. It's a really fun experience, especially with kids.
These lookout towers you have to reserve them in order to be able to stay in them overnight. You can do that through recreation.gov is the website that you would go to for that. There are no amenities up here. There is a pit toilet that's like 300 feet down the hill up over at the trailhead. For some of the hiking in the area, there's a trailhead that leads to the Idaho Centennial Trail. A clean pit toilet, which is great, but there's no electricity, there's no water, there's no other amenities, and so you have to pack all those things in.
It's basically like camping inside of an enclosed building.
Yeah, it's like glorified camping.
Yeah.
There's a picnic table, there's this bed platform, but besides that, our kids just slept on inflatable mats on the floor, and it was great. First night we were here was incredibly windy.
Which I thought was really fun.
Yeah, no, it was great.
Yeah.
It was just cold. And then the second night, we didn't have any wind yesterday evening, but the downside was that the bugs were severe.
Yeah, so the cons first, I think, are mainly just the bugs. I mean, the other cons are just comfort issues, which, depending on what you're used to, you kind of sign up for that when you come to a place like this, not having those amenities. The bugs are as they would be any other backpacking place out in the high mountains. The biting flies, the mosquitoes. So when the winds died down when we were hiking Ponderay Mountain, when we were standing still, those bugs were, fairly, there's one right here. Got it. They were fairly aggressive. The nice thing about that is, as long as we were inside, we have screened windows here. We were free from the bugs as long as we're inside. Sometimes they get in through the door when you open it, but...
Another thing to mention in regards to the bugs is that it would probably be better later on. So we are in mid-July right now, and typically we're kind of coming into the end of the mosquito season, and so and we've had a particularly severe mosquito season here in North Idaho because we had a warmer, milder winter, which causes the bugs to be worse in the spring season.
The pros, I think, far outweigh the cons. The view is amazing.
In every direction.
It's like you're up in the clouds, kind of. That's basically what it's like. There's nothing else above you that's near you. The sunrise is amazing. In the summertime, the sunrise is at 5 o'clock right now.
But one of the other highlights is that you don't even have to drive anywhere to be able to hike. So yesterday we did an 8-mile round trip hike to Mount Ponderay and summited, and that was beautiful. And if we had wanted to go further, 8 miles is a pretty good hike for our kids at their ages. They're ages 8 through 13 currently. If we had wanted to go further, we also could have hit a mountain lake, but it would have involved a lot more elevation gain. And the elevation gain on our hike yesterday, I think, was right around maybe just under 2,000 feet. So it involved a fair amount of climbing. And so there's so many available hikes in the area. If you drive down the road that we came just a little ways, in fact, what we're going to do this afternoon is we're going to go to another trailhead. And from that trailhead, you could hit 3 more lakes. So there's a lot of hiking, and then I know mountain biking is also a big thing up here. So we didn't bring our mountain bikes this time, but these trails would have been amazing for getting in more mileage if you wanted to bring a bike.
The biggest thing, especially in the summertime, for coming into this area is you just have to plan on bringing lots of water. We brought 2, they're 5-gallon jugs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 of those square 5-gallon jugs. We've used one totally up in 2 days, and the other one is almost totally full still.
And that's being sparing. Like we're not using a lot of water for washing up, or for we have a very minimalist way of washing our dishes. If you're more generous in your water usage, then we would probably have gone through more.
Yeah.
So, but we're used to camping in the desert too. So we've done this before, where we have to bring all our own water in. So you learn to be sparing with it. But kids had a lot of fun kind of building rock forts, and that was fun for them. We brought some board games and we played those at night, or when the bugs were really bad. We brought books to read. The girls brought some beading projects so they could work on their beading here in the lookout tower. And
there's always something to do if you put your mind to it, especially for kids. Kids don't need much. The biggest takeaway here is just the incredible experience of the views, mainly surrounding the sunrise and the sunset. Those are the 2 most amazing times. Also, when the sky is clear, the stars are amazing. The Milky Way, you can see it across the whole sky. I think that if you come here to places like this in the spring and in the fall are the two times that you'll see the most weather characteristics. I think these towers open usually around May.
It's May to October. Is this one of these?
May to October. So thunderstorms in the spring, and then the fall colors, crisper, cleaner air. Right now, the one downside is if there's a lot of fires during the season, you'll see a lot of smoke haze. That's one downside during the summertime.
But during the summer, you're going to have better weather for hiking and biking. So if you come in the shoulder seasons,
they're trade-offs.
If you come in the shoulder seasons of spring or fall, you just have to be equipped with better clothing to be able to withstand the elements. The road up here was not that bad. You want a higher clearance vehicle, but we never had to use four-wheel drive to get up the road. Obviously, that can change from season to season depending upon the maintenance of the roads.
So I would recommend if you really don't like the bugs, things like that, for places like this, late summer, early fall is probably the best time to go.
The undergrowth also turns to like kind of a fiery red-orange in the fall as well.
Especially the huckleberries.
Would totally recommend this to a family. If you're not used to backpacking, if that feels intimidating, if you feel as though you would just like four walls and that makes you feel more comfortable to get started, this would be a great segue into some more remote backcountry trips.
And you can drive all the way up here.
Yeah, you don't have to pack your stuff in. You have the accessibility of a pit toilet, which is, nice for if you're just getting started like that.
$40 to $90 is usually the range of these per night.
And so you are paying for that, but the other aspect is that you also get to have that mountaintop experience and without being exposed to all of the elements. That first night we were here when we were camping, it would have been really hard to have been tenting up here. Like you just are so exposed when you're at the top of a mountain. And so we are at almost 7,000 feet at this lunch peak. And so to be able to have the protection of a lookout tower is a nice feature as well.
We really enjoy this experience, and we'd like to take some other people with us to that don't get to do these kind of things very often. So we're going to be doing this again.